What's one thing that the Weekly Web Activist loves more than activism? Activism with friends. Welcome to the first video of the Activist feature series on the Weekly Web Activist. Okay guys, we're recording. This is GG Health. They are our first group as part of our Activist feature series. And so if you guys would like to share your names and go ahead and introduce yourselves.
So, I'm Kaiten.
I'm Corinne.
I'm Amukta.
I'm Jasmine.
And we are GG Health.
So what does GG Health do? And what's the purpose of your group?
Well, for GG Health, the purpose, we originally created GG Health in order to encourage people to get vaccinated during the pandemic and even without the pandemic, just to assure people about their vaccinations and stuff like that. Also spread health related information, and our crowd is mainly young adults and adults.
That's great. What platforms do you guys use to spread your message?
So we currently have a YouTube channel. We have one video up and a couple more in the works. We have an Instagram and a Twitter. They're both at gghealth2020, so go follow us. And we have a website that's going to be where you find the majority of the information about us and what we do. And then once we start putting out more content, a lot of the resources as well.
That's great. So how did you guys know there was a need for your organization, and how did you go about creating it?
So at first we took a survey just asking a lot of different businesses, what do they want to see in their patients and the people in society. And we looked at the news and just in our neighborhoods to get information. A lot of things we noticed was people were not wearing masks, they were coughing, or if they were wearing masks, they would take off their masks and cough or sneeze and then put it back on, which just totally ignores the purpose of wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of made our website and all of our social media platforms to kind of spread the word these things are wrong, and it would be more beneficial if you did so and so. So basically just kind of spread valid information and stuff to the public. So hopefully this COVID-19 won't become too much of a problem in the coming months or weeks.
What are your thoughts on teens and activism? I know that you guys have recently started your organization. How have you navigated the space of teen activism?
It's a really unique situation being a teenager and being kind of involved in your community and being an activist. It's because, we're kind of in that middle stage where we can't vote. I can't vote. I'm not old enough to vote. I won't be able to vote until next year. But I still, I'm old enough to see the things in the news and see everything that's happening around me and know that I'm not, that I wish there's something I could do to change it, or that I think could be doing better. And I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. So I think it's important to be involved in activism, especially since we're teenagers and we're going to be the ones that, we inherit this society. We're going to be the ones living in this, in the world that, that we create. And it's a tricky thing because it's also really hard to be taken seriously, being a young person. So, it's kind of the thing of finding something that you're passionate about that I think we're so good at, because teenagers, lots of emotions all the time. So it's finding something that you're passionate about and being able to put in the work and the time that we have now, because we're still young, and making a difference. And I think that's really cool and that's really important.
So, quick update. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. We had some technical difficulties, and so we moved over to Zoom to finish the interview, and so the rest of the video that you're going to see is on there. Hope you're having fun.
We are looking to contact a lot more parents, just because they're going to be the ones taking their kids to the doctors, or getting them those vaccinations and making those decisions. So we do have a Facebook at the moment. Not really familiar with Facebook, but we're trying to target basically the people that are going to be in charge of making that decision of whether to go to the doctors and whether to get vaccinated.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So, that's a wide reach as well. It's probably really useful within your community. And so my next question to you all is, in terms of teens and activism, what are your thoughts on being a teen activist during this time, during the pandemic, and what advice may you have for other people?
I mean, first of all, you gotta stay safe. Like, especially during this time, you can't go outside. Try not to get, in large groups of people. If you are trying to advocate for something, make sure, the information that you're spreading is accurate, comes from reliable sources, and easy to understand. Because if you just, spit out a bunch of random CDC facts, some people won't actually understand what you're trying to say. So that's just, one thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, and then just kind of speaking more broadly to activism as a whole, and teen activism it's a really important thing. I feel, at least, to have something that you believe in enough to fight for it and put in all that effort and that time and everything. So, and it's the majority of activism that I encounter, at least now, is teen activism, just because those are the people that I interact with on a regular basis, even if it's not in person. We all follow each other on Instagram, and we see each other's all of our social media accounts. We're kind of connected in that way. So the teen activism is inspiring to me because it's what I see the most often. But there's good things and bad things. We have a lot of time. We have a lot of energy as younger people to put into the things that we care about. And, we're young, so it's a little bit harder to take us seriously. And that's kind of a downside. It's maybe not as effective. But yeah, teen activism is something I think is really important. And it's part of the reason that we started GG Health, not just as a project for an internship, but because there's a global health crisis right now, and we're gonna live through the after effects of it, hopefully, and we're gonna be dealing with a society that's come off of a pandemic, and that's the one that we're going out into as rising seniors. So we wanted to do our part in making that easier for us and for our fellow graduates of 2021, and just kind of do our part.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think you guys gave some great advice to other activists. Make sure that your work is factual. Make sure it's something that you believe in. Those are all great points that we try to really emphasize here at the Weekly Web Activist, but I think it also applies to healthcare and what you guys are doing. And so I guess lastly, would you have any statements that you'd like to say to our viewers, anything really important that they should know?
Stay safe, I guess.
Yeah, obviously follow us on social media. It's at GG Health 2020 on Instagram and Twitter, and it's GG Health on YouTube. And if you can find us on Facebook, go for it. I still know how to use it, so and I'm sure that'll be included. We'd like to do a little sign off in our videos and in our Instagram captions, and it's remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and make good decisions. So I guess that would be kind of because that's just kind of the sentiment we want to.
Yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and make good decisions. It's great. So thank you guys so much for talking to me today, and for being on the Weekly Web Activist. So thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you guys so much for watching our first interview with the Activist Future series. I hope you guys enjoyed learning more about GG Health. They're a great organization. I really hope that you check out their YouTube channel. It's GG Health, and their Twitter and Instagram is at GG Health 2020. All of their links will be in the description below, so make sure that you click on them and check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you have another organization that I should interview in the future, and continue to be weekly web activists.